Hey there YouTube, this is a video about the upgrades to my Marlin 5 mountain bike. I purchased this bike used at a bike shop for $350. I didn't know a lot about bikes at all, didn't know anything about bikes. I just know I wanted something for the trails and to ride on the road a little bit to get a workout. In its original configuration it was a 7x3, 3 chain rings up at the front, 7-speed cassette, had a Santour coil spring forks on it, and it was fine for the roads and the trails. But as soon as I started to go on the mountain bike trails with my friends, I realized it had some serious limitations. The drivetrain just wasn't really made for going over rocks and bumps. It had a lower grade derailleur that would move around and jump gears and cause all kinds of problems and just frustration. The front shocks, the Santour shocks, although they looked great, they were fine for the road. They didn't have much give, so they didn't give you hardly any shock absorption on the trails through the woods. So what I decided to do was look and see what I can do to upgrade this bike. Fortunately, it's built off the Trek G2 geometry. They use the same bike frame style and just add higher end components. So after I saw that, I realized, well, I could probably add put some upgrades on the bike. I looked at some videos to see what I could do. There were some people saying don't bother, just get a new bike on some of the forums. But you know, watching RJ, the bike guy, and watching his videos, he upgrades a lot of things and he tells you exactly how to do it. First thing I looked at was the bottom bracket, and I realized, I watched the video on how to measure it. Turns out this is a 73mm bottom bracket, so you can fit newer style bottom bracket, the external bottom bracket, and different cranks like Race Face and Shimano and the higher end cranks. So I decided to just maybe upgrade the drivetrain and see how it goes. First thing I found out was that I couldn't use the original rim on the back because the hub spacing was it was too short. It's for a 7-speed cassette. It wouldn't fit a 10-speed cassette. So I had to get a new wheel. So in order to get a new wheel, I had to know the spacing of the rear wheel spacing. Turns out it's 135mm spacing. So in case you're wondering, so I found a rim with the 8, 9, 10-speed hub. So I bought a HG 500 cassette. Shimano. It's a 42 tooth to 11 tooth. Really good low gear range. Perfect for going through the woods. I ended up going with a Race Face crank with a 32 tooth narrow wide chain ring. Then you have to replace the chain with a 10-speed chain, which is a narrow chain. And then you go with a clutch derailleur. That's what everybody mentioned, because the clutch derailleur keeps keeps it from phantom shifting as you go over bumps. It's got a clutch built into it that keeps the derailleur more stable as it goes over top of bumps and whatnot. So that works out really well. I went with replaced the mechanical brakes, which actually worked fine, but I just wanted to do something different. And I put the hydraulic, these are the M396 calipers and hydraulic brake set. Comes with the brake lever and all. Comes pre-bled. But if you want to shorten the cables, and clean it up a little bit, you'll have to cut the cables and bleed it yourself, which was no big deal. There's videos on that. That worked out perfectly. Let's see, a friend of mine gave me this set of forks. This set of handlebars. I guess he upgraded one of his bikes and had these laying around. These are 740mm wide. And the biggest part of this is a short stem. The original Trek Marlin 5 stem was longer. The shorter stem made it a lot more agile. So it worked out really, really good. So rode the bike for a while like that, and still was dealing with the front shocks, and then realized that the next upgrade is going to be a big one. That's the shocks, so $250. So decided to go with that. I didn't put them on myself. I talked to the Trek bike shop near me, and they said that they'll put them on and charge only $50 labor. And I thought, that's a deal, considering that if I mess it up, you know, cut the steer tube wrong or damage there's a crown ring, you need to get off the old one and remount it on the new one. And I didn't want to get into that too much, so I let them do that, and that worked out really good. I can tell you that it's a different bike with the new shocks. These are Rockshox Solo Air Recon silvers, and super plush. The bike moves up front. You know, it's shock absorbs. It just, you have all this adjustment. You can adjust the poundage in it, and I guess I forget the other term they use for the rebound or whatever it is, but it just works out really, really good. So, you know, the purpose of this video is just, you know, if you have any questions about what you can do to this bike, it's really compatible with a lot of the higher end mountain bike components that are still out there. So if you have one, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, let me know. I forgot, I did do the tubeless setup on this. That worked out really good. If you have any questions about that, Stan's no tube has all the information on that, and I just watched some YouTube videos. That was actually a fun, easy project as well. And my last upgrade will be the dropper post, so I hope to do that soon. And then this bike will be a full mountain bike for what I want to use it for. So again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and thank you for watching.